Good eftermiddag. Good afternoon. Thank you for Volvo Construction for their kind invite for me to address you today. I was especially pleased to receive the invite because previously I had worked for WWF. I was part of their senior management team many years ago. In fact, working with academia, we were looking at the impacts, climate change impacts on a number of species back in 1997. Now then, what was my role today? Well, I was actually asked to try and predict what some of the key main themes might be that were coming through from today's conference. And then maybe to give us a little bit of hope that actually there is some activity out there, rather than just talking, that actually is leading to the implementation of solutions that are going to try and correct the problem that we've got. So that was my challenge. And can I just say, I'm not clairvoyant. I don't have a crystal ball. I didn't know what we were going to be discussing today. And guess what? I haven't got it right. Isn't that interesting? Because how many times have we heard the word adaptation? Isn't that a challenge for us? Didn't we hear in the morning that our climate's going to be growing? Yeah, climate's going to be increasing temperature by at least 1.5 degrees. We're going to have to start to adapt to climate change, whether we like it or not. So, of course, we have to mitigate, but we have to adapt. Anyhow, more about that later. So, just thinking about a key presentation, I want to tell you my summary now, just in case I never get to the end of my presentation. So what are my conclusions? My conclusions are that we need to have the right investors. Yeah, we've talked a little bit about that. Investor confidence, certainty, how do we price the risk, yeah? We need that. We need new business models, and we've talked about that a little bit today, particularly around the circular economy, and I'll give you some examples of that. We haven't talked about capacity building too much. We talked a little bit about SMEs and how to engage with them. But what is the talent that we need to attract into our industry? What's the skills that we're going to need to solve these future problems? I don't think we've addressed that today. But we have certainly talked a lot about collaborative working and indeed integrating thinking. And I made the point in one of my questions, or at least an observation, about how design is key to all of this. And I will dwell upon that later in my project examples. And then I think just making sure that as an industry, and we're talking about the construction sector here, that we start to measure the things that really matter. If we go back to the morning, we're talking about changing outcomes. Yeah, it's about early involvement. Getting everybody together to be thinking about what we can do at this stage, and quite often construction comes in at this stage. When we've got the detailed design, go and build it. And the practicalities of doing that means that we lock in unintended consequences, and that's not a good place to be. So in summary, yeah, we need to encourage to get the right investors. We need to demonstrate the business case for that to happen. Earlier collaborative working. We do need what I would call engineers, and I'm not an engineer, I'm an environmental scientist by background, but we do need the integrators to understand how the whole system works. That creates the best opportunities for all of us. And then if we start to measure the things that really matter, demonstrate the value of construction in solving some of these problems, I think we've got a great future for ourselves. And let's have an evidence-based approach around those benefits and the value. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul.